If we could perfectly map and simulate every neuron and every connection in a human brain, would that simulation be conscious? This is a question that pushes the boundaries of our understanding, not just of artificial intelligence, but of ourselves. Welcome to our exploration of one of the most fascinating and debated topics of our time. Can AI become conscious? The idea of a conscious AI is no longer just science fiction. It's a serious topic of discussion among the very people building the future of intelligence. But what does it even mean to be conscious? For millennia, philosophers have grappled with this question. There's no single agreed-upon definition, which makes the debate about AI consciousness incredibly complex. Is it simply awareness of oneself in the world? Or is it the subjective, qualitative experience of things, the redness of red, the feeling of joy? This is what philosophers call the hard problem of consciousness. This brings us to two competing ideas that are shaping the future of AI. On one hand, we have the idea that consciousness is an emergent property of complex intelligence. The argument goes like this: while today's AI is most likely not conscious, as these systems become exponentially more intelligent, consciousness might naturally arise. It wouldn't be something we explicitly program, but an inevitable byproduct of a sufficiently complex system. Think of it like this: a single neuron isn't intelligent, but billions of them connected in our brains give rise to our intelligence and our consciousness. Proponents of this view believe a similar emergence could happen in artificial neural networks. After all, aren't these networks at their core a simplified simulation of our brain's neurons and their connections? This perspective suggests that an AI's consciousness wouldn't be identical to ours. It wouldn't be shaped by hormones or the squishy biological hardware of our brains. Instead, it would be a new kind of consciousness, native to its own silicon-based existence. It might lack our physiological experiences, but it could possess all the cognitive aspects, subjective experience, its own motivations and goals. One of the most prominent theories that supports this possibility is the Integrated Information Theory, or IIT. Developed by neuroscientist Giulio Tononi, IIT proposes that consciousness is a measure of a system's ability to integrate information. If an AI could achieve a high enough level of integrated information, according to this theory, it would be conscious. This isn't just a fringe idea. Some of the most influential figures in AI, like Geoffrey Hinton, often called the godfather of AI, share this view. In an interview, Hinton said, "People say machines can't have feelings, and people are curiously confident about that. I have no idea why." He believes we're entering an era where we might be creating beings more intelligent than ourselves. He suggests these systems can understand, learn, and even have their own experiences, leading them to make decisions in a way that is strikingly similar to humans. While he acknowledges they may not have significant self-awareness right now, he anticipates they will in the future, potentially making us the second most intelligent beings on the planet. But how would we even know if an AI was truly conscious and not just an incredibly sophisticated mimic? For decades, the benchmark was the Turing test, where a machine tries to convince a human that it too is human. Recently, some of the most advanced AI models, like GPT 4.5, have reportedly passed versions of the Turing test, with some studies suggesting they can be more convincing than actual humans. However, many argue the Turing test is a test of intelligence and deception, not consciousness. A system could, in theory, pass by simulating human-like conversation without any genuine understanding or subjective experience. This brings us to the second and more skeptical point of view. Consciousness is an exclusively biological phenomenon. This idea posits that consciousness is intrinsically linked to living organisms with a nervous system. From this perspective, an AI, no matter how intelligent, will never be conscious because it lacks the biological substrate that gives it rise. The argument here is that our consciousness is not just about information processing. It's deeply intertwined with our physical bodies, our evolutionary history, and the intricate dance of neurochemicals in our brains. To these thinkers, simulating a brain is not the same as being a brain. So, where does that leave us? Are we on the verge of creating a new form of consciousness, an intelligence that will coexist with us? Or are we simply building ever more sophisticated tools that are very good at imitating us? Current scientific consensus suggests that no AI today is conscious, but the future is another story. The debate touches on the very essence of what it means to be human and what our place in the universe is. If we create conscious AI, what are our ethical obligations to it? The question of whether an AI can be conscious isn't just a technological one, it's a philosophical one. And as we continue to build more powerful and complex AI systems, it's a question we'll have to confront, whether we're ready or not. What do you think? Is consciousness an inevitable outcome of intelligence, or is it a special gift of biology? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.